mom nyina wo da pa.
Say last week and Diamond.
Last week aye.
And I'm a denya na minya me uncle sending me audio bi. Nti audio no dia wotia ne fellow Ghanaians.
Yeah.
Minu abafia mankwa tamaklo wa Adom FM. Nti se wa hu ba bi amaka no. Nti me din na di kan. Papa no odifo de number kra to audio na se me ye sure say me kan mu nyina amate bi. And was saying so beto.
I don't afa eyimana. I don't afa baby ana.
Audio e mo say wonya bi. Best 7 minutes some seconds. Menya bebre 1,000 coins. A doso. Ghana for nyame hira mo pa but e mane mo hu. Medina ebe mu no e bi opese me mbo dawuro no nti wonya bi preko a ne ya start ne aboso mpaye. Eno na sa na me hu no me obi aye mo hihye no. Obo medin se me hye no smas na nsen na Ghana for do me. Me hye pa papa ye gina ha ya practice social distance no me pie da me mfa ni agro hokro me nsen nyame hira se wokaye da ubo no so ode ma me no obi anya audio no bi nti de ebesra wo ne se wo so bom paye ne fata ato wa mom paye anta ato anka de papa wa wo send audio no wo ya fa ho eno anu do number to ho mate se nkofo afro ba wo mfa papa fa ne kire mu ye kire ye ne ehunu de ekro o se asante ene kaswa ene chese nieme ebesisie from 29th 30th 31st
any can twem kra wo yesu.
Yeah, I'm
saying that some of these things I akoma edition onyame bribiada onyame etimi ye de ono epe ye ditu nioma ensem factor efri nipa binim omo from mo asofo ebinim ye papa ba nipa binim omo so be hyeda pese ko ye ne MCC a ensem factor ebe basa brewe no so omo pege omo kese ni nyina ye kwan ahodo nso abronsam timi fa so de ehu ankasa etu nipa so na de se wo ye no untimi nye ye danase wa wo de nkom hye ba bia no efri nyame a onyame ne nim de enti a otu sa na mo no odi abai de onso betima ye in your own small way so do bebe no man nkom hye na de se de eye ade na chese a sigbrand ube wuchina sa nyama nyina efri nyame je say am shishi a mori tu nipa so no mori tu oman so no mori tu kuru so no enya papa enti mesre se odi aba na se efri nyame a tu ho na mo se nyame betima sesa na
yes
that what them say very simple
o se ne
yes what your konko aye ka ho asem yes e na obewu ordinary ni koto dwentem obo mpaye na nyame asade mfi aye aka no de na nsida bibi yo nyame yo na nti ye betwam e wo yesu
ye twam kura da se ye betwam e beto ene abosan bebuo
mu ya de ye twam ama busu atoba ha ye twam nyina da e se osese ye miensa ye adri nyina akọ bentro ye ka chere odi se nyame ne yesu so breti se mu dia ye twam
kura da
ye nsuo ye wuo ye nkwansia
abosan ye ebuo ye twam ye amen
ehu bia so abronsam ne na mekire e hyeda pese o de tutu Ghana so o de tutu Ghana de hye so eno so ye twam e wo yesu
enya gidie sa
wate na enyi asofo no bi no ho e ya hom tu no de bia da na he na ha na ho na he
nyamene
well
happy birthday
oh anti comfort that way shira
happy birthday to you happy birthday to you
kasofunka at 74 we say come to mama nche ne o akawa mami
yen call the one krata no so na daily graphic and ye dey shase na no pay na CPP no oni Ivor Kobina Greenstreet wono na CPP for call wo congress na no memenda MPP for bro wo mususu say na CPP so ye congress o and so MPP kwa then so the krata daily graphic dey abadum kase ye so ye kabi enti owura Kobina Greenstreet ono na lead CPP amanyoko na aya me nwanwa kakra because the omkoto wo eastern region ni ese omo ya na region by region nti enu mu no na omo a ye bo omo di no omo di kan but now I said ye final regional yini na no omo di aba wo
CPP die na na
o say
CPP die no
CPP die no nti na mama you confused kakra Kobina Greenstreet and was sere bo animo ha na rehosem a wo pay 16 na ya na medwen ho amenti ase ne say yes timber contractor wo mi krom go so achi mema gidini pa kwasi one Me who that pictures no na me bisa say na why na yakuni na me hu ba bi a story ni free ba be ma ni monyamfo pa kwasi bana hene nipa bi akumo no ya wo de call pay 16 the bokrata no ne kotie nsam no de ewo ho Mame Elizabeth Ohene enso wa ha yesi nyame ya doma Thursday okope 20 we wo ho ono na be the daily graphic na so no once a journalist always journalist yeah djuma na che papa MPP amanyokuo Franka tuni Ghana mampani adodanko akufuado and why ne sign no 4 no and a bonanimu ha ni nyina no ye manifesto na wo mo epa hontoma a wo se MPP to do more and no enwo asem nie ene ensem de bebre ne bohye sepa wo suku ni wawie suku or accommodation se be mam loan and loan no guarantee bia wo dam na ne wo kwa no ayi vice president or na di tuja ko daily graphic the bokrata no sembi ewom nyabre na so kinkan
Mede the Ghanaian Times said to us, so Mampeni Adodanko Akufo Addo ne fita wa ma ne nsa so wa ha Asamoa work and said towards December 2020 polls retain NPP in power for 4 more years. President urges Ghanaians enti no ho asem eno no nano me dajmadi e call so e wo mfimfin mantem mo 4 more for na manifesto a won launch no eno ho nsem e wa ha na Ghanaian Times chrono so say education ministry complete nationwide second phase disinfection exercise enti and to aso kusiapon no wo mo kopetepete no ho se ne be ya wo be bie suku akwa COVID-19 ho ahobambo ebia no na we so ye o se we will construct airport harbor in Cape Coast na no ayi mete say wo mo ya bro na say harbor harbor
if you for me
tam no ko chronicle ni na na picture no so dani mo ha 4 more for na no e wa ha say Mahama doesn't know a good economy and what as a manifesto ni die pie ho bi no na afutu akọ e de ama detectives na police for no say monya professional e o madwuma ya moye tertiary student to be granted entry loans and no MPP manifesto no asiasama no e by a chronicle e de aba anopai no
well you call from Mantel the patching
you call from
Mantel okay you Yabeko from Antem de Bisia Miss Yabeda was a semi brief, Sabe Copimson on Nkrumah, Fiaman Quadia Tuja. Yenina said, yes, a junior mine, Ghana, Huntiago Kensi, and Hosepe, Afisem, and Mpensenpensenmu. Yakoba, Yaba, Yajina from Antem.
No see about this mama me mamunyina che me mo kwa Badwam TV kase so ene ya Jordan sama sie na braso sama de bro sa Badwam TV Badwam kase me de afia amankwa tamaklo sam no de tojo wo mu bini ene hospital ayesi awie nanso enya adwumenti enwowa ena age ho no maboso ye bekokro no mu ne yakohwe de ekoso esuafo nso a won moje entity ewo agri college nso e bontenene sa aban ampa adwuma mfa ma wo mo de a ene obete wo mo enka efutuo kokobo kwa ma Ghana fo nyina se suku no ye bebie enye mpepre ho gisempenfo ye de ombetumi bia no ne nsem bi ena no pa mede bro Badwam TV Badwam kase wo Facebook/Badwam TV ye wo ho like na fe wo comment na wa share ye nya bre na ye ntie se de nsam no enchemo ankasa etie abai bia ni so de hunu sa pomode pa bekoso e wo mansini kropon ahodo enyina mu nti ya wo msisisi ayaresabia sebaya omanfo nan beye ntientia e wo ho nanso enei wokọ eye brekum Oforikrom a yesi dan asi ho se hospital nanso enya adwuma esan eniema bi ampanifo emfantoto na akwanti nti wokọ ho no mo pa dia ene enwowa ene wo ho na wodi agro no wom kodi agro bi nso omba bro wigie ayara hosem omofo team won do won hawo Badwam TV kase so se emfanto mpanifo eni
se wo ba fu ana so wo ha na se bibi to a bi kura na se kana twebi ni nyina age se wogina ha wunya se kwaka ge se wo fere fie brekum ana ka ba fa nipa da na akwa bi ya ruguram ho krana kidni ho nti ye di mutu nipa miensa nchekire ne hemachi ne ba ko tre akire ansa na yetima abakwanim de na akwa clinic ba se ne bi ba wie we ya problem bi anim sa nti se omo be ye ma ye dia ebe boye
sisi mpan ne nwowa adorim ama sisi kura no ceiling no kura ese nti ye de asem no kura me de akire nua panyin a oye hene no ama ne de ato mpanyimfo anim nso wa kan o mo se o mo baba bibie bepime nne umunya mahakura.
Yentwa Kasiano so na yankwa yansan fufromo na collection of unemployed veterinary technical officers anyone nurse for ya wo eye pon ewo tamale savlungu mensimu abontrene sa ban so one page ma fa ma wo mani mani mi ya dia ene ya wo bete wo mon kan wo Ministry of Agriculture ho na asam ne dia ye wo mo yakra ne say wo mo ewo school mo ne mpanifo die enkomani e wo hye wo mo bosala wansere die wo mo nya ne mom wo mo wie school ne pepe dia adwuma de won benya bia ye won ma wie bepem sa bre adwuma no sika no chese won kwa hohiahia mu woni Adom TV kase edi nkomoyi.
In the course of 2 years ago, we have written many letters to the minister. We have gone to the ministry itself. We have tried to meet the minister, but we are always told stories. Last month, for instance, we sent a delegation to meet the minister, but we were denied access to the minister. So we have no other option than to come out to hold this press conference so that the minister would hear our plea. Now, with our next line of action, if the minister declines to listen to our request and grant our request, our next line of action is, first and foremost, we are going to demonstrate massively again at the same Ministry for Food and Agriculture. We are ever ready to sleep there. If it takes sleeping there for 3 good days, if it's 4 days, if it's 5 days, we sleep there until we are given our financial clearances and subsequent postings.
Eye Badwam kase na oguso a wo hwe Adom TV so medi afia abankwa tamaklo ye beto so na yakọ asante achem na nananom akuafo a wo mo edo koko se aban wo ya ade ni titiwo ne hwehwe a wo se ene ye sukufo efri ene ekosi September bosome de tosu du enwotwe GHS for na wo mo ye exam so no yemma wo mo one hot meal na no nananom akuafo wa asante achem na wo mo do koko se ne saade a family anase fa koko tea so eka wono eho saban ede no so ka ho ebeboa ama won so kua no womo aye ne dodo ne de so fa so so abro
mi gina sei ano pay kura ma ho akra bi kura no enti se yen kwada no so school so mo so nyebi so no bibia e bo mo pom din so no akwani mu
ne omudie na nya milu no so echen enuane na aka ni nyina be ma nkwala ne bie o mo adim amo yen so awofo no adwuma ayeye no yenya mfasode se ye ba na nya duane pa edie ni di na se yenya mfasode ni ahokeka ye de ye adwuma na de aboa ama adwuma die ni akona ni
asante achem de opo ene adititru a yebia ewa ha enti yen to so akuafo ase aban ba ye bie mi ensa ne kakra ni ya yen hye ye bi ya hye enhye so wo ho dada na ya hye mu kena koko ma spray ya hye mu kena atrim enduka mu so aban yi di aba a yedika eye pruning no yedika koko mu kama eno to nchen a fertilizer subsidized fertilizer yechebi emeguafo
Yentwa so na Director of Operations wo Ghana posi adwuma no mu ye DCOP Dr. Sayibu Pabi Garaba ene wode to Ghana Police Service fo no nyina anim sabota yenti a wo ewo service ni mu wo mu no ho entity ahodo ya yede ama wo no won hwe se obefa sa entity no so na wode aye wo mo adwuma bambo ya wo bibia hia no wonye pepepe memo onye nyimu ewo bambo dwumadie ya wodi ede ama Ghana for Adom kase de nesam nto aso eba
The philosophy of security and the Ghana Police Service is to maintain law and order, protect life and property, and to be able to ensure that there is maximum security in the country before, during, and after the 2020 elections. Therefore, it is important for you to understand that the training that you have acquired here is to help you police the elections effectively. In policing the elections, you must be fair, and neutral to all and sundry as far as your duties as policemen are concerned.
Yentwa and Samno Aso na Director General da Ghana Education Service ano Professor Kwesi Opoku Amankwa sa Ghana for munya botere ema won na ban ne mpanifo guso ye de on betumi biara se school ni yebebie anase yemie yare na wo ho no ehu nti nyem pepre ho e wo so mo ye bibia se be ya se mpo ye bia o mo bebie enkofo ha bia ema
wa share se hwe be a enkopem 21 September na yetumi de bibia ba na ono so e de akwakoche president nti yegusa enhyehyɛ no so ekwan bia ese yehwe ba ni nyina ekobia no yebehwe na afi yede abeto yede ama president no so de ato omamu no enyina enim.
2 years ago we partnered with USAID FHI and their project of partnership for education learning by helping them with 100,000 big evolution pencils to enable students read and write. Again, we have, among others, worked with USAID, Graphic, to improve the culture of reading and writing through numerous national essay competitions, of which last year's winner met the President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo.
Oman krado ya wono wogomu afete na nakwesi kwansa titibia mane MPP ene NDC emu mpanimfo se ne wode metromen anasa mema na wabeti akese no edi ensemhunu titiru se dru abato obia no a yehuru samrantie no na wonwumade nso a wo ye no enye de sefata enu nti wose NDC ne MPP mpanimfo munyai nso se mabuno no ena mutuatua wono mochie emu omudi akakabensem eye niema ebe wie che moja hwiegu ni pranom ni ade na no ye si ye kura wo edintrotro mu no na na kire se entwa yie ebraso se wo se mpanimfo a edi party akese mienu animu no ometu ohufo
abato no so adu so yesre MPP NDC se edu tam na no mu yusu mbabu nu so mu koye bone sa nyoma ni nyina no mu njai yebe chiro di no kra no enyoma esisi ye ewo Ghana na edoso sesi ana ya chiro di na wi abato ne be koso no MPP o NDC o omuma mbabu no ehun tomu omo ana omo form koye se adwuma no enti omu njade omo ye no na yentu aba asumdwe ewo asema me wo kache Ghana fo nyina no
Yantwa ensamno so kwa amanyonsemu na Convention People's Party amanyoko no one more akosi anima yi Ivor Kobina Greenstreet say one some pray one franka no ma won 2020 abato no emo wi akire nso Congress course on wo mayi akandifo ebedi party no animo aboabo nto anso emu oden na nkunimdie abawakwem.
Yeah, you see, we know the level the CPP is at the moment.
What's the level?
Well, if you look at the last election results, we didn't perform very well. Yeah, I wouldn't use that word, but at least we didn't perform very well. But whatever it is, the new executive are going to put programs and plans in place to revamp the party, to put up the structures in the various constituencies and the police stations and grow our party. The way democracy is by the majority votes cast on the ballot. And if majority of the delegates feel that he is the right person for the job, as a party we all have to support him.
Kontihine ya wawo achim kotoku traditional area Brempong Jamfi Safro Chere ya watosumienu se Ghana for bonsamfatumi na ma adodanko Akufo-Addo Ghana mampani na nyuma pa wo ye no nto aso na nei wo de seso abofom e wa achimoda Brim Central e wo maternity blocks ene niema ahodo a ye be ya ma wo mo na na de nsemi atuda
wo hwe ya kwan a ye wo hwe school projects a ye kese no ma bebre enne na meka se enne nkwa projects mako nso ne ye dia so afre no pa ye dia so abofom nkwanta town rose ababo town rose ni nyina no ye beye a ni nyina no ka odan no ho tie de na senana no ma dis ready ne se do fru duapa ene ye pia no
electric what I was saying is omahun se nyame adom nanado MPP aban ye adwuma enti ye pese adwuma no to aso a se de ye nana contain kan ye san votuma nanado bi no medi the next 4 years now we're in the presidency 4 years and also over here more numbers in parliament enti me me to biafo so I skirt and blast sem ni bia na enye de infrio ye to abanama ye nua kuma Alexander Kosiakwa no so parliament na bibinia ometipa support.
Ye jeno so na no pe Badwam kase na ha na brama kwan na ye de ni nyina asie mede afia monkwa tamaklo me ko Professor Ike Wallace de agudie mo nsamba ba sita san bi ye guy so ho sepetue mu ye wie Mpensenpensenmu da bi ye beko Afisem ansa na Mpensenpensenmu so aba sabrede kase na mde bai ma wie mede afia amankwa tamaklo. Happy birthday Alfred Amo adwenhira nyame enhira mo antekone nyame enhira mo nyina ne obi enne odi na woda onya mo kese kosi se obeye mo kese pa medase.
Nti afi entintomo ewo Ghana nkomo mu di ahye so mam say Adom TV so Adom TV so be dwonjumedie so na aguso ehwa wo kanse ho sempan sa kana no pemedin de Enoch Kwasi Wolanyo Wallace agudie kachi ba ko pe ana masin kunya ekone kwanten kode san hye so nkwetime jaw ye hye ase de afi Ghana Football Association fo kachi bi ndi ahye so mam say wo mo mpemfo tintim krata e de koja ka fo mpemfo so mo fo mani nkirem e UEFA fo kachi na afi UEFA assistant program no mutimi emfa mom ampa ka fo mpemfo abo mutin kwa Japan se nyame adoma omba betete referee e wo Ghana ha na abo ma sa na ma no etian san kuye edi abo e ma yetimi tete nkwala nkuma e wo Ghana gudi Edwin Simon Okaku Football Association president wono ana san kumo yi we ho asotri.
We looked for people or partners who would help us solve our problems. One of such was the UEFA assist. Now, how do we assess that? We went through CAF with a big support from CAF. We did application for the UEFA assist for a van, and through the hard work of the Secretariat, we now have this amazing van donated by UEFA through the UEFA Assist program to ensure that we get our coaching at the grassroots level to its utmost best. I'm extremely excited. I'm very grateful to CAF. I'm very grateful to UEFA for this amazing assistance. I think that this will go a long way to help our rejuvenated Technical Directorate to be on the go again. And in saying this, let me say kudos to our former Technical Director, Francis Otia Kenten. He was key in we identifying this possibility. He was key in ensuring that Ghana did not lose out on this facility. So I say thanks to him so much. This is the way we must work. Francis Otia Kente has played a big role in Ghanaian football history, and this is one of the many opportunities that he found for us, and we worked on it, and today we have this special minivan here. I'm sure that I'll have the chance to travel across the country with members of our Technical Directorate.
The Cat Edwin Simon Okaku, Ghana Football Association President, Nathan and Cancer will say, Omakoji minivan LDF, UEFA phone paying for we assist our demon Sebe Biti and Samboa, now coaches at Nkrumah. Omo etimi akọ ekronum na ahia na omo eti talent biti aboa e magana gudi aso twan sa santi achime Kenya miadoma e beko so edi san hyehyɛ so nkwa hwese na nema besi akọ but the san free ho no ana Ghana Football Association fo mpanyi omo general secretary ne din ene Prosper Harris na do papa yi o manimfo enka no efima de ma MTN fo na ne nkomo de abadi na ne se FIFA fo mpanyi for the anti-doping regulation for question saba omo ehwɛ nim se kwan bia so no countries a ewo wiase afo betwen sa di so sa adwumadi omo kyese on the 1st of January 2021 and ye besha ase dia adwuma and nti Prosper Senado asoti ewo anti-doping mfra eno so family.
Following the World Anti-Doping Agency's approval of the new World Anti-Doping Code and FIFA being a signatory to that code, it was only prudent for FIFA to then revise its doping regulations to conform to the new doping code of the World Anti-Doping Agency Foundation. And so for FIFA having done that, now it behoves on the member association to also update their doping regulations or adopt the FIFA one, and to ensure that when it comes into effect, in January, we'll all be ready to abide by the tenets of the regulations. There were two choices. Either you draft a new one for your member association, and when you take that option, you still have to put a line in there which says that when there's a conflict between your regulation and the FIFA regulation, the FIFA one will be superior to your own. And the second option is to adopt the FIFA one directly in O, and then obey the provision of the GFA medical committee. They reviewed it, and the recommendation from the medical committee headed by Dr. Baba with Dr. Percy and Percy Annan, and then Dr. Blobi Memes. The recommendation is that we should adopt the FIFA one in O and obey the tenets. So at the last executive committee meeting held on Monday, the executive committee adopted the FIFA regulations. The regulation comes into effect in January 2021, on the first day of January. So we've sent it to all stakeholders, officials of the clubs, officials of the FA. We also have our copies. We'll read it carefully because it binds all of us to follow the provisions thereof and ensure that we stay clear of doping. So that's why we are sending it very early. The FIFA sent it very early to us, so we are also sending it very early to our members so that we go through the stages and make sure that by January 1st we'll be ready, and then we'll abide by it. The new things to look for in the new code, we're talking about the competition period. In competition period, those who are familiar with codes will tell, doping code will tell you that there is a difference between in competition and when you are not in competition, and then there are differentiation between players. There's a strong emphasis on anti-doping education, which we would have to do, and then the setting up of testing pools. There are additional offenses. There's a whistleblower protection. There's exclusion of non-compliant member association, results of management and the adjudication process, and then the procedure too has been strengthened. So our participants in our game, I'm talking about players, I'm talking about club officials, GFA officials, club owners, anybody who has a role to play in our game, to read it carefully, because we will make sure that the code works.
Prosper Harrison, the General Secretary of the Ghana Football Association, can say or chair the new regulations are anti-doping for Eddie Abijay, anti-doping dia, or my friend Bonnie, and I say a shindu bonnet at the core redeem him. Nobody see a case say Habain, and I say Subin or Noma Enyano, Ninano, or more at the home Emirate and Saba Fisa Brico the clubs no, Ebedi Sanchez to Cusano, and I watch the Munya at such a dinant and Yamiaduma, and Repemne Behe, Senator Bisiaco, I was Sergio Media 2021, and a Beshas yes a year Jumano. You call you see Bazigiwa, or no, and the Black Princess of Ghana, National Under 20 female team. Now, also, our qualifies Bakwa, and some Guinea Bissau for the 2021 FIFA Under 20 Women's World Cup. Now, you see, Bazigi say, man about Campano, or her said, I'm between your bonding, between me, at your come boom, now for my cohesion. We now at 10 car terms, or come boom, and you share my wedding, say, be on with me, and they are case in 10 times a year.
We started training on Monday, individual training, just as we are doing right now. The response to training is not too bad. We started on the lower pace so that we climb slowly, and it has been a blessing in disguise for us. We wish them into physical condition. We will be doing it at a slower pace, and up to the end of this week before we go into individual ball game from Monday. So from now till Monday, we'll be taking it easy, and we'll do strength and power tomorrow so that they'll rest on the next day, because we are going to work on the lower and upper extremities. So as a result of that, they will need at least 24 hours rest before we do recovery, and then we'll continue from there. Actually, it has affected them. You see, most of them have put on much weight, but that is why I'm taking my time, or we are taking our time to reduce the weight. It should be vigorous exercises that will let them. It should be on a slower.
Yusuf Bazigi, head coach at the Black Princess of Ghana national under 20 female team no, and O'Hare and say Odin and Komo Ejano. Your court national under 17 my one from said the Black Maidens of Ghana also coach Baba Nuhu on a kita team no, or some of customer optimistic say Kakra on my one ayano. Yamia Domom so qualifies a dominum against Nigeria between October and November no, on beating Akupeja Francano, Ejina Yi, Edia Magana.
Not bad. You know, under this situation, we have to also revise our training. We know we have to observe all the protocols, and so we have not forgotten. And then what we're doing for now is that we're doing more of individual work. We're trying to see how we can work individually. We'll still be in a group, but the individual work is more than working as a group. And as we are working, we're also trying to see how we observe the protocols. Because once we come to training, then everybody will take off the nose mask. I'll talk about the players. Then immediately after training, everybody will put back the nose mask. Then we are in it until such a time that we are coming back for training. At dining, they are in nose mask. Inside their room, they are in nose mask. So we are fully aware of whatever is happening, and we are very careful with whatever we are doing. So I'm sure by the following weeks, the weeks coming, everything will be normal, and then we shall also revise our training.
Nti hani edibesi taking over, wrapping up and then showing a guy. Shano sumami say boy for her, but madam I'm gonna touch the bar a boy me edibi do her. Boy for her back criminal dia ba hwesna shane si kwa bibia da kama and I feel so boy ointment and so set me can be to me boy and a boy for ko bites Mr. Kuku nefi fru baby on set me can boy for ko bites here kuku sita na boy maniama 8 year kuye de ma omodi ada so betian fe boy for her ba 40244 726367 na on a boy for her ba phone paying for ntwenkomo. I've always told you that betting is better than Sakawa. 1x bet, and maybe one dance. I'm betting there. I'm not back when I say don't be greedy. And I have money, but now the two bet also betting and science. Nemum, I hinted 7 say we trying to be for, and I wouldn't be for. Until we see how could be on pass your betting for Facoton. Now, or there be Guso, or as a CB, a Japadia can see betting a coton. There be Guso trying to be for, and I didn't be for. 1x bet, and maybe one dance. The manimum bet diwa. Also, be Britain. Tia for Jonica Cratwin. You be annual cemetery. Yes, also between such 1x bet and one dance and a medical madama. Woman attached the man and open so they can see Mpensenpensenmu me jao. Over Campeduna for Presse or Madama. Woman directors actually hard working Sergio Manuchu. On also the market in a wonderful members of the crew could for make up to make down. Also your mafia DSC Kama and Maniama 18 Queen. Within the Enoch Kwesi Walanyo Wallace a good catch back up. The act of being a good guest is to now to say goodbye.
Ebusia medase adaje a wode hwe bedwam dwumade enne edajo adan so na se kase ye wode a ye deda se de na ye da afia mankwata maklase ode bedwam kase no abesomo dada professor Walanyo wala senso de agudie mo nsem no so abesomo na sister Sandy be a guy enso de ahosepe aba abesomo de adru so ne se ye bwawura ye fiefiem ne ahwese efie etesen eno ene Afisem enkomo twetwe na ene ye enkomo de no na no memrenda nyame Adom NPP manifesto no womo akenkan mu nsem de akire Ghana fo na se ne be ye beti ase ye na for more for na nabotaye no etumi abam na ebebe mu nso agesa won so wote ase ye se ne be ya okogina abato no adaka ne mu a so ahu na wahu de enti esese for more for na nabotaye no etumi ebam na bia na anano no ye keka to aso tententen no baby bi wo ha na ehia opa ba wan sedante ase ye eno so nti ena soafo a wo hwe nkita hode ho nsem so owo ho ema oman na owo ho ema won so se Ghana ne nti ene ne bedi nkomo na ye bisa na se pape aha ne ha no mo kan ne sei na wo kirekire mu abiebie mu amayen a se poten pa na NPP manifesto no pa kire ne agina so ama for na nabotaye no etumi abam eno achi nso ye nkomo foforo a bedi na Koso Adom TV bedwam dwumade na ye nisa enkomoi Buaben na yɛfa na ase kese Emma Franco Trading Enterprise we say wanda Roma phone papa and TV papa de wosan won ho a na wokɔ akosu ukosu nso esun bi oho etimi kura gya oyare ensan Franco Trading Enterprise ho wo bra wo hia phone papa ene TV papa wo fie no ahwa Adom TV dwumadi ahodo wo so kɔmo nkyɛn na ɔmomoa na afen so meka wo say ɛdan ne pempe so no adu no enkogina wo site ho na mfa wadwen so so say oh da bi say dan kura da meton chance packet ni numu a ebeso da bi wonim ho nim de sa bo DBS for amane won na wasa nim de no ba bi kura dan no si no won na be che say chance we e na beboa color we e na be ma dan na yefe so ati ase nti DBS for e na wo dan ne so bo e ho nsem e kwa akoda won wada romanti e na me di sa enkomoyi na se da bi kan bo wa mane dada no yen komodie fa New Patriotic Party won manifesto a wada no adi na no memenda no yen ko zoom no so e na yene owura Oppong Kojo Nkrumah enchwetwe enkomo Kojo Oppong Nkrumah mira mpacha no pe ma che
Kojo tumi ya bana tizai
Erade Adom pacha won so e
nyame Adom
ye danyame ase no kwasam pa ne se ensam no a NPP for bobo so twa ye na no merenda wo efifi mantem na mu ode because ye Ghana ha ye we efi emofra so kosi mrewa so efi akwantuo so kosi apomuden so efi humasua so kosi kuayo so emfiri nyuma mabobo ni nyina so ye da mase na megere se Ghana for so asom na owura Nkrumah yi wo hu anopen wo hu ye nsa se fi humasua FM no Humasua fem no de yedi kan ahwe ne se muka se free wifi bia mo ahya ase wo SHS ne TVET school mu no mo ba etumi ne be ye mo de abie wo a ho no so mo be hwe na mo wie me pa acha wo suku akase na ewo din wo mem no ho na wifi no mo ahye biase won anase ba bia eye SHS ne TVET wo no wifi na ekoso wo ho
Yefi ase na minchia wahwepo na me na mapenya odi amane. Yefi eduma se a ye hwese suku ye freno because suku senior high schools ahodoa ewo Ghana ya kase no kwa ye bema wo nsa aka wifi ni bi na so wo campus na wo se wutia bibi ya na wo download bibi ya this one to me after ebi na wote download the idea but the idea if you see a ye
okay
na your manifesto no Asamoa yaka atop da ho and say the bebo modern say nyame ya dom na year round 2 no e kan ho a yetumi aye eno nala evi na dia e weche no ye bi akan ho so nyese schools akase no kwa na yemi e kere so bi when you APS, the BBA school was senior high school, public senior high school, na yɛde call
jo yɛda sɛ wakyerɛ mu saa na we no yɛde mafiase de ma yɛbisa we no ne sɛ yɛnim sɛ tɔde bi a yɛnkura yɛwɔ kuro kasie mu no ɛne nkura ɛnhyɛda nya nkura sie saa na yɛ na yɛ network ne internet sɛm no ɛtae de yɛhwamo nti ɛne na nkura sie nso senior high school ne TV wɔ hɔ enti na ma yɛbisa ne saa na wakyerɛ mu sɛ mafiase yi de yɛnim sɛ round 2 no come on saa mo behu de mo bɛyɛ ɛde afa ho na yɛhwɛ we nso ba ko nso mo ka sɛ mo bɛsi zongo SHS wo zongo biamu na mepache wo zongo no SHS no ye ba bekyerɛ yɛn Arabic kasa no wo ho anase ye SHS no a ye nim dada no abi adesua bia bi ekoso no bi setumi ni bedi mo nsa ne pre no so a mpache zongo SHS no ne bota ye de wan bia
menti ase ni sɛ normal senior high school ye di niema ba ko mienu nyansa bi bɛka ho a yemianom muslimifo eso be pese wono mo kwala ekosuku wono so besua sa ne manu bi abra na me abofra kakra no me ni ko school or Catholic school
okay
enti yani ofihin wo ba say wo ye muslim wo ye den o Catholic is say na kakra wo ho a ye say compulsory ye kwa no pa ye yesu ya ni na compulsory mu ni na wo say mo ye bi
okay
enye obia na obepese sebe ne ba ebe court rusa na ema no nti se wo court se zongo si bi ni ade a e kwala bi o ho a bia ene the basic school ya be weka afi edu senior high school fenka yinya senior high school under zongo development fund for projects ni bia almost normal senior high school ni ema no Nemu omoso omo ema omani ko Islam interpretere no senia usubedu hu ni ubekata uti hu ni nkika hu ni ade a omoso nka omo pensa dana no senia nim no enye ba kofo kwa into the idea ni say ibetumi so SCC bi ama oma ombe senior high school nemu no almost all practices kakra. The certain airport is a DI Ahmedia Senior High School in County a normal senior high school, but almost all observation of practices, yes, from
oh, okay.
Joe,
what you say, Fato Hoba Cocraye, one more call SDA school, one and the Uqua Sorany be a won't be a one shasmo, dear. It's answer Cosa school, Ninty. Matimeda say,
you die SS,
Joe,
comfortable.
But that's no children. And also, son, and now Okaka school. So you put your bow. And then you won't shop your mouth for now. They Okaka school try. Okay. Yo, but me that say. Now, Pachoya, that's words now, and whom as you want some so. Baku kesiye pa eye Asamoa a wo mawfo fa kesiye no asom no ye bema school for loan no eno no ehia kofa de obegina wanemu ana obegina wachi ebia bra me chere garanta na ye hwe ne sei so besia wo ho ise garanta mata ho a akwantuo wo ho bi wo ho a woje obetumi atukwan sabio yare wo ho bi wo ho a woje kura wie obetumi ayare na afi nso kura no owuo nso wo ho wo bi wo ho a ye ma no salon yi wie a bibia tumi si ono so betumi afrim me pa acha wo se moma sa school fo ilon yiwie na sa ne ma miensen nyame mpengu na so se tumi koba no sa kwantuo no de nyame memrem na emom se tumi koba no sa ene se na aya aban ka o
the garanta system no na ehuhia ewo loan application mo ne se maybe ana ba senko no Obije Bosiano, every student will not give you that will use school no cry. Oshena, no. Acquaintu any woo any yare, Yanos is suminaso. We acquaintu who are woony yare, and also be a woonya edumano. Say, Washa first, no, and I'm a nempono, Rebecca said, the exception, not the norm. And yes, will be a real school and will be a real school and wire.
No, correct.
We nipa be your ha. Na kakre your auntie to be a be numbi. And I see and soon be na sa to rent them to me to kakre be to coin to coin. But do na the obe wo na ase ya afie be ni no be mi nsem no no nye aduma. Na problem pa na wo ne se uni aduma bia wo hwe no kra wo. Okay. Betumi se fa ni din. Obi ni din na no yusu so be bi o ye aduma no kra mpo no. Ye man be kan chero sa branti wi enye aduma ho. Nyame ncha de obeka ya owura kufu apenso na MPP apan ye nya ni so ade hu se e o se national ID. Ye ni fi abem ni jama ye ni anom NDC4. Emfie wo twom betina akonya no so no obantumi ye national ID no. Ene ye ba ye emfie miensa ya register nipa 14 million ene 3. Ye bonya mempa say anta na fi nko na wi ene ya register obi as with national ID. Apart from no the digital property address system aba I know national ID no cramp no ye target to baby awote mobile money and for register with national ID any digital addressing system near there gradually no ye digitizing the economy.
Okay.
In the Mpensenpensenmu be a nipa enyedene the din e kra no any the national ID number in fact part of okay, your manifesto means you say, yeah, bedroom pensions will be cry. Well, national ID number, send the annual butcher, no one will be your tax. And yes, I think you're quite 10 number for the amount. And then you're quite in should be a yet, sir.
Okay.
So, what could school now or national ID card? Let's just all my meeting, papa, baby, I would say, would take a near in hours or a biometric or fingerprint net in hours. They are. Then your national ID no kwana one kasa will self guarantee. Say you know your body can because say can be because self recognizance bill. One kasa will guarantee. In the better for national ID no so na ya ma opesia. Na botia ne the mawa said the baby no say manu system na so when we wan yare. Na obey adwuma if it say organ as in kwana dia. Baby abeko bia who use national ID. Who use biometric biano, you be able to say a one.
Okay.
into employer, baby, the connection with the student loan system, no. Once a war on it, said the child that I'm not for so make no plan or say, and then biometrically be behind you. Card me crowd, baby, I could be ano. If you say a one. The connection, any the employer circles, then the Wama, and Mexica, I fear me about what you can wait to have. You fear you must any idea to me. So, no, my said the interior, and then the yes, it's about. In Kualam, pim, and Kadodanko and be president, Kadodanko Kufa and be president, and Komoko school, and no man applying eco school.
Okay.
Or move it to tertiary level, no? For Polytechnic and Africa University, and I say university, no? Ebia, Uhian Woofy and Tinkoi. It would be a go on tertiary, no, quite easy. Can then to say, I did for tertiary, and said, them to conform to dance. And then she said, the tertiary, and said, after the other ball, the student loan, and yet the normal cap never won. Well, here student loan, the chair school fees, you pick them, Emma loan, the chair school fees, in a year. There's only a quaman on here. A Bob said, school, the BI, Chapter paper, into a normal student loan, Kakaso will be loan about the Kotoshito and I more better than we a student loan, I hear Pijama, who are here at the HL school fees. What you need is all need the HL school fees, but at the actual no tertiary level. Now, we are. Now, a new man who do a year be sending a gun economy, no piano. The one we should be near to man, only a Jumana, the attitude, a cure funding of tertiary education. We say funding of tertiary education. A cure, no. And sana abuauso also wefi obrana fe na kakraya ba wo semno wo so wetumi atua be bia ifie eno kwa bibi bata ho so your national rent assistance scheme na ye dey ba no because you do aduma oni manje ni membu be di nkomo oni aduma afia ba ko mfie mienu mfie miensa e bia ne oni aduma me pay 1,500 na 1,002 dan no person rent no. But advance I ain't no onye and the under national rent assistance scheme now. Yami Adom na Ghana for Adom na Badam for the second term I did banana. National rent assistance scheme when you juma regular income. You kuno you demonstrate say you we say omo ejino manaso omo kaso mbiti yo kabuso bia enokweno. Omo bitu ye rent na ma. If you say aketo Nkaka. Ye the video be about bonten a oga pala na bra ye wo no ye wo ne free. Or secondary school free. Obra wo bo no e wo sa ban no e bo chido.
Okay.
Now we afu when ya baby e gina wa be ye protocol de friend no productive citizen. E ho na see ye do to a e gi. Now so wa be free to mba.
Okay.
Suppose the man you know where they be rent assistance scheme. Any student loan expansion here ye ken. Be Boama fi wo so we fi free SHS nimu what to me HL school fees or tertiary what to me any juma in the new Ghanaian economy I expanded now only a juma na baby to say what I crowd rent ya boana this can be also what this can be about the check Ghana put
okay
yeah value chain
Joe matwa se pa me jide se sanchire mu we no krama masem bisa na nke diswa e fa housing e honsam mo manifesto na mse wachirem enti no enchiremu ya wode ama no pe no e ma no dead say obi nim ne enti a esese efia wotimo no wonya GPS address no bi wo ho a esese enchiremu yi no e dead say esese nipa ne ma ne ho ye ha ena sesi anso mo manifesto mo ne de e koso wo Ghana ne dead say digitization na mo de asimo ni so no say enya say sabio ye NPP aban mo ho na temo sa se mo de Ghana turumika kwa ma no ne but e wo botaye se obi benya ID card baako na ma ono ankasa atumi aye ne ho garanta e de amade oman no e pese ode boa no mpacho sesa na nchiremu ni ko wie
emfaso no anase the home fast one no digitization no big agenda e boa ma even chronic ketase shene proya e wo regular buying services mono esote
okay
guru boys no more you say and that digitization I ultimately online platforms in here so be passport office ones ultimately one computer so near dey nyina no e wo emfaso bia e boa ma nyina ye how ne bre esote e ho faso ba any system as is a ube school now a national ID why a digital property address system any idea ube to miss 1.5 for loan one kasa be guarantee amount na uwie school na o card na kasa na guarantee amount uwie school na card na so du anim na fi what me etua oka
me da say Oppong Nkrumah ye hwe ne saying so ye nkomodie na koye te se wo mo a we beboa wo no eye ebia de wanya free SHS akọ na watumi enso anya akwanya akọ share ni bi obi nso wo ho no mo a saa ne ye kan nyina akora no wo de che no kwa se de NPP aban de che kwa no a wo no wo de no kosi school mo akora ye boa no woda brese carpenter bi na wo ya wo ma ne nuade na do a obeye bibi kama enti saafo no wo no free SHS ne nua share no kora no wanya bi na ono susu ebra esese ohan dan te ne ho free na wofo ho a sa besia ya yede ma na yede ahan dan sa woni no obede nya bi
later was asembisa wo bi say se me ne nyu bi some people na kan ya ka free SHS and ya ka free TVET
okay
I
make kai pa say TVET but
ye people say enyu bia na sebe the prima bob and what you are clear on of the break and you crash over there. You move your wire, you shine Juma, the company, the crashing clash over there. And in Tina, you did free TV, butter, free SHS. It's all into the classroom for any crowd. So to me, a free technical, vocational education and training, maybe. Also, we are. So we manifesto one of the chapters you say entrepreneurial support.
Okay.
Why then we have fast on ya boa one ma woman share bibi the sano juma ana oba de asuna da pebi so to be manufacture bibi produce bibi. Why then we have fast on ya boa no so nya sika kata dia sene juma. Wenya afutu ni akwantre dia atare juma no. Now also the ability to make their economy. It's your entrepreneurial support. So called national entrepreneurial and basic program. So far, you're training nipa maku by 19,000.
Wow.
And you provided support for by 10,000. When you don't come up with more money. We are manifesting my second step. You be business resource centers across the entire country. Now, you must take a crack side no ebi to so no fa TV to side wa obewie no akwantre kakra wo here obi o wa wo ni tribo obi wo ni carpenter ye but oni na djuma no so hwe
yo
akwantre kakra e be ma na afi wo nsa no djuma no wo to me hwe djuma no so any sika kakra and the national entrepreneurial innovative program you need to meet the about chedom no get the about chedom now so when you be once that we fear no after our regular income airban national rent assistance scheme no who to me applied also when you have the home fast so to free SHS live who fast free TVET now they are being any IP but also no when sanu juma Ghana has say so o hanti chemu eduokun 96% of businesses micro, small scale and medium scale enterprises. Even 4% depend on any market.
Okay.
And yani so adi mo say o say boa sa micro, small scale, medium scale enterprises no. And no kwa ben the first why I was in Kofunya scale no. Unya scale ni we are kakaka ben na yedi sumo no.
Yo.
The sumo kakari ya kwanchani and now what they have technical advice. I yedi sumo na manifuma na kwangu.
Yeah, that's it.
Manifesto mo ya sise ni now.
Yo, yeah, that's it. We no there one ko TVET classroom an ko tro TVET nso hwe a wo sua na adwuma wo ba bi ko tu ni tinsa no. Wono kra to me apply bi e be boa no ho.
Once all churches say we be do Mpensenpensenmu ya or regular income.
Yo, me da say. Na me so ma me fa we entwa to. Me da se pa ma me fa we ntwa to apomode feminine so MPP manifesto kan se ye mama no ne ye nuanom ma no a wo mo du bra you ensabu a wo mo hia pad no ye kra bakra ye mfa bibia nto so na ye mama ma no so wo mo boxers ne wo mo socks no eno de ye nye no so amfiri so
Sevi ye kaya ma minum ye nuanom ma ye yerenom ye mama kwasemu a pomo Musi season so ko kakra
no cre
through sanitary pads. And send ya a Myanmar or Berbia, I would say. I never acquire you say, Sebusudia, your mamma in Yano, your Gerenum, Emanum, and Ubunsa. That's a second, a man born in the sanitary pad with the I start buying what Tema, the out of one buying. It will be Kakafa.
Okay.
We are using a someone saying, Emmanuel, but a two and that's what you so the man of one buffer.
Okay.
Just you want this to one factor program, yeah, carry the local production, and the import substitution. It makes what manufacturing is set up while the proper perform more. The first one is the member in your magnum and the second of the cafe, and don't see them for Peletoman to me, sanitary party. The song is for the 23.
Mate, me da sepa na aya na wo sha socks no so a ye na mo na mo so na mo sha boxer ne pants no na ye sei na wo hu aya ye mpe enti pa cho mo consider no so ma ye me da say ya me sha ora Kojo Oppong Nkrumah amen e bu se for me ni ora Kojo Oppong Nkrumah no no hwe nkita hodie ho nsem so e wo oman mu ne na di nkita ho fa NPP manifesto na no memenda wo mo eda no di kire Ghana for ene ewiase no ye de sankomo twetwe na sinafe yankwa ahoma ne so na ye ne owura yi so eni sa enkomo yi. Hello. Busia Mr. Cheme me
People of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. It is very critical that we do that. An airport makes a lot of sense in Cape Coast. It's a real tourist hub, and between Greater Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast, you have a triangle that really is a lot of hub of economic activity. You can build railway lines between them, and it's a major growth pole if we put an airport here to drive infrastructure growth. Of course, we are going to continue to
Afei enkomo twetwen ye Afisem so na ye di no so ate ase wo Badwam dwumade so na ye ne owura Kojo Oppong Nkrumah akasa wie no afei yenko economist yin so ho Dr. George Bonfe ye development economist University of Ghana Legon ye ne no eni nkomo Dr. Bonfe mpacha o mache. Hello doctor. Dr. Bonfe me so otemenka Jo yentene nkanti yeguso atoetoa se bibia totoma ye ne bedi nkomo na yenko owura Thomas Buaben ono se political science scientist for University of Ghana yen hwese ono so wo hwa na eni ono so eni enkomo yi owura Buaben emise ono so ne homa no entutomu na mumu no de entiama ye ne sampanifo emienu so be twetwe nkomo no se NPP manifesto mu no kamia yo se bibia ye free na free ya ye de bai ye benya sika abo wo man ne ho bra ana se wo mo nso wo wonim de mu se economist no wo mo hwehwe de ye je ho sika ne ye de bi kwose ba bia ye free no a ye Ghana nkankwa no eno nti ne ene saa empanifo enso bedi nkomo nti ye bo ye ho modern se ye nsa ebeka won no se ye nsa ka wo mo a ye nkomodie no fam a efa ye economy no ho no eno ene ene saa empanifo emienu ebetwetwe eho nkomo ebia na afei na wo sha Adom TV akwanya wo ho ma o se ubetumi nso ahye no wo Facebook live wo ho no ebia na wo ya so TV no ho ofia kwa adwuma enti wo phone ne so no de hia ne se ko Facebook a obe hwehwe Adom TV dwumadie ye live ho na wahye bi wadwen kyerɛ no so fato ase na yenkenkan emfa ma na Afisem enkomo twetwe na yeduru so wo Badwam dwumadie so enkomo ayedi anope ne se NPP manifesto no enano memenda Cape Coast abonten so mfimfim mantemu na enya asem ketwa ene wo mafo agensem no na wo mo age no awie no se de yete no bibi kire wadwen eno ne yenkomodi a ye frefrem panifo na yabo eho bra wo mo onim die mu no watumi ama yate ensem bi ase enti Dr. George Bonfe ewo ahoma ne so ye ne no eni enkomo. Hello Dr. Bonfe.
Ya nini aba mejo so
me da se waje me so na doctor ye nkomodie na no pe ni say NPP manifesto no ene alone kura no chese guarantor mamu de kame ayo se inkase free de because alone na so chese obe pagem sikasem free SHC free Wi-Fi ya ye de be mai free ene sanitary pad ye kranka sika ye de toto so nkakre ye free ho free na no na ye bisa se wonso wa ye economist se ye hwe Ghana ekwanya ye economy no etie no a na ye hwe sikasem se de agina yi a we re manifesto asemode ana se no kwasem se ye yi sa ne ma no ye no free a ebeboa ye
so me ba ma me na wa se ende am no pay na Nina kwenya we so ntia udi a ohwe ana uti dia. Yo maminka ni se 2015 na MPP kama na omoko campaign omo de Ghana for any Ghana for the special contract ni se omo ma omo kwa ni se omo sakatinia yo mo be. Yeah, I can say from 2017 January omo be na omo store abenya ni mo. Omu aye nyema tiyefa economy no ho entokiye esem the manifesto yi exam no ka se me na Savannah region ti ta kan no in say them we details na ba ma really highlight ana bo bita kan na poso ni sema ubusa ni nyina no ya ade amani ade ati na wo manifesto ni nyina na be kan no ade abomu se bibi omu de consolidate omu geita omu nya ya bo ka se no o de baki ka na America se na be ka se niema omu ti mo pa omu di de dia omu di ye juma no that manifesto we no omu di ehye kena do sha omu ase da deviative to omu from 2016 niema omu ka so mo be no and it's so much different from what they are going to do except say omu di niema nka trade na abegisi na wo sha the main highlight the industrializing the economy ama ejuma ba omu be create vibrant macro economic environment ama private sector na tinya ye le juma yi ni a o sha ne de omu DVT ya ya se ta manifesto ya be yen twaso a omu pe dia twaso ye nyema omu kan se omu be yen
okay
ana meka the general impression on the manifesto many about
jo enti yetewasie yi ase de won so te economy no ase no na che se wo mo aye bi panyama ye hu no de sa kwanya no sa beda ho ma wo mo ade o mo asa aka no na me de se won beye no che se won betumi so hu
Dominia say ebrenti bi ebre nya kwan kan bi ba de ka se kan ma MPP be eba power 2017 o ba kwan de o mani super no be create job Dominia the ka se job creation the net job creation is about say my family my nurses say my teachers say they are the teacher they na na yen about go my ba my idea my teachers to go say my nurses for eduma say nurses now o eduma in aba your hospitals no more call eduma the question is how many nurses can you employ every year how many teachers can you employ every year teacher for you now I employ mama and classroom na I am can you continue to employ? I buy answer say fa eduma no say today the modern economic development the state does not have business being business the thing you say omano eduma sam be ne fapen no ni kwa say edina state so nemu edina private sector private sector no ye ankran na dum na ankran na dum na say abadin ti say papa etukwen the science is na ti aboa ma private sector no aye die so mbeye e botu nyina no e say and the papa o ma ba dia so ma private sector no aye adwuma papa enti na ma botu aye da ubia visa alcohol ni aba me no kasa ukọ abrochi ni interest rate the policy rate at Ghana e below 1%. Enti enam santi so ukọ ho bank so ukọ je botia bank no ba kono botia na bi nti ni dia sinwa e battery and lending rate no 4% 3%. 3% na ukọ abrochi na ukọ je botia 100 million so o de be ya adwuma 100 million afishwa ebia 3 million pe na o de na bank no so when 97 now the year adwuma no maybe dey ntie du adwuma na ha dey a discount to chairman na bank for no na usika na akọ jibu mo na ntrai
okay
na media and every ntie bia no the lending rate 34% ni say who organ na akọ bobo 100 million that would be the year adwuma after that so bank na the 34 million maybe dey ntie ni na usika na akọ jibu bank na ma ni bona that adwuma dey no adwuma so
eno ye asembisa kase pa nti doctor ye fa ensi ha no pay na aha
the pacho ubamma tiri
me so fasima kan no fasima pacho
hello minaba yes doctor creating a enabling environment ya NTT video so ayo your thinking is that interest rate now because the policy rate but so now 25.5% and that was so the about the number 14.5. Then it's a more creative enabling environment. So be that answer, obi ye na juma okoja zo for bobo sia omre and na be ma ankwantwa juma no across wa ma ankwantwa na tinya creative job ankwantwa ni creative job ka ama timamufo na nyabia ye ama economy no obi asini de na ho ode abo ama na konini e bi okaka na me pese le kaza abai bia ta die se o pese o build economy u be creative macro economic environment eye conducive ma private sector eye ankwantwa juma no obi betimi aye ama aboa ama economy no etimi
Dr. Bonfe ya to santre mu na sepa enti in a nutshell no wo hwe de NPP aye a wo mokeka konfie na wo hwe de wo se enfie na akwanya babie wa wo mbeye no a economy no wo mo de koyie
in fact many about men can say economy some the NPP we am mo bo mo mo pa
yeah that's it
an kan pa you ne be a macroeconomic indicators and no dey perfect economy perform na ekoso eno nti say omobile na economy no down ni ana recover na nti say kitako bi abuto na dey kan sa send economy bi na we dey friend bank and you want macro ni national and a micro ni individual in fact the national na anye ya individual no dey dey entimi enye yi na macro na omobile na economy may grow at 3.3%. Many occasions we see aboa ma sectors ni ni ayade amande entire economy dey grow 6.5. The no the economy no etinya president bukata abia me dey agricultural sector and manufacturing sector. Agricultural sector we see aboa ma agricultural sector na timi ayade pa ma enye aduane anka first bi nka akwa apeno and we see aboa de bi akoko ma aduane atire. Bi ni aba we dey manufacturing sector. That sector bi adenke grow sometimes negatively. Then saying the one grow 9.3 last year it will grow about 8%.
Dr. George, I say, yeah, face here, best said I'm a baha na ya fano sector by sector said ya ubu bossy, and ya didn't come on home, na Ghana Fati, ya wasi, into Pachano Pemidasi. Yeah, mean, sure. We say, Dr. George Bonfe, or yeah, development economist, for University of Ghana, Legon, and na Echochenko, mo say, the NPP 4 can you know, Sabio wo petumi anase wonam kwam enum nchemu no de aman na yenko yewura Thomas Buaben so enchen oye political scientist wo University of Ghana ye ne ono so enin komo mira Buaben pacho mache me dase na pomo
radio yamobo
ye de radio ya Adom yeso ho ye mobo nti ye danyame asese ho ye mobo anope na owura Buaben wo de wakoye political scientist NPP manifesto na no memenda yate ya kenkan mu akama penifon so akirem kama na ne nyina mu no tofa bomu no wo de amanyofo keka omo ho a wote won brofo we nu ana no wom koka kire ye no obroni beka se possible won ana atumi na wom open no impre no so
American enfa so entia people na afi men corrective bi kakra
pacho yo
and free public administration
okay
University of Ghana Business School.
Ampacho yo. Medasi.
Policy analyst.
Ampacho yo. Medasi pa.
You political science about the same background.
Medasi.
Kisa me power Afisem bisa no so a. Nimi ni na ye ani. Sɛ amanyɔkuo bi apɛ tumi nti ɔmo pɛ tumi ɛno sɛ nti na ɔmo nso ɛtintim biribi ɛde abɛkyerɛ yɛn ɛde akɔnve yɛn sɛ yɛ ma ɔmo kwan a nka ɔmo bɛnya bɛsan bɛbie na deɛ ɛtɔ so mmienu ɛne sɛ deɛ ɔmo aka no ɛyɛ nokorɛ no ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ in fact wohwɛ ɔmo sɛdeɛ ɔmo si present nom toto nneɛma na I'm so passionate. Into Nipan, Kobina, and Kenya, Crash, a China, the chair. But say the city, at a budget, a proposer, a minya until you wish. And it's a we betting a jar academy in a baby dear, and so be crazy, we are that. Then, the meeting I can say, oh, hell, more dear, asset, and cut a baby or more, and I so move it to media and come obey. Yes. And because the good thing is say Omoa Bemu Kakra Abba Bemu and no bit me to say, we almost cry, I'm very much okra, be a camo, Mokai, no Bimuka said, with your hands how many. In fact, me are bound about powerful for them some of you are so near a baby. Not the problem power back when they say, almost I can't near my be do. Na senior high na winti na me concern say oh senka senior high nko ampo a no modom sa kan ma na ba to hwe mo asa bi no mudu na am ka so mbaye no ti gina de vice president kai so ane mu bi a modi di bi ho adanse na ezu aka se bi a mudu na mu bi so a ada so ma ya na se omo ye nti sa which we ni bi e bi a bu ni be ka se e achievable so mu di ta adwen pa na butai no na omunya kan de dia omo betumi aye e ade a nipa person ni bia betumi aye so papa no ho dia de doable as you say omo be ya na so omo nya ne dia e wo ye nim
enti ye fa ne se tumi no akodi wo monsam wo monsam ya wo mo kan ye Ghana fo asom ama tumi na bedi wo monsam ni mpre no so a wo amanyosam famu no eye de ede Ghana konkan a esese Ghana for esom na wo moje a ye ya amanyosem but amanyosem no ebeboa wo man no ene emu nipa
yo me da sibi am say ye policy issue enema ban hihye ma hihye ni hwe so dibu o man le ye wo ya hwe mo ahun say Ghana and Africa might be a problem power back one intimi and conkai a year discontinuity of development programs. Say a BB are two comes here, but we are fast so quality fascinated to two a fair to say kui a BMP and near Twaba. A banco the Oba or the Bano of Mpensenpensenmu and so no media. And things are Menoka say Ghana mind seeker. Or mind projects or mind programs, policies that you need to cash more. If you come and Nkrumah time, you'll be seen there. Okay, they do 10,000. Okay, people do be a bridge, it be a pipe, it be a dike, it be a school, it be a big bridge, way back on Twaso, way back on Twaso. And they said, Ghana for her, yeah, on my family. And I said, you know, Chris said, I'm not and no my and ye ma omo kwan ne se ampa se de omo ka je so mbu ba beto aso a em se e betimi amane ma ne bebre no agina for instance senior high school azimi se senye omo na amanyuko furo ba no obotugu a o de wa his kai dia shemu ne ye ne de ko ya na se ye ba me ka ta chim chim so ayen to ba ma o bi
na to ase
ye nyina ibu ho akonta se ya ampa se nyema no a ye dia tutu ko mu no na so mo dia tutu ko mu no omunya kwan no metimi ato aso a ene enye NPP nko a o ma bi obabi in fact Asians no aye do mu twa ye ho mpo ane no Asian target ade ba ko abo mpa mo metimi ko nkan continuity in leadership and governance. Be a few to no group no leading no. Then can say yes, but the ambassador to any panel, even the minister to cry or yeah, can be out to correct no. To correct no not to Yamata. And to say, eh, and I said, oh man, you book one thing. Now I'm on you could be a was on you man or in a year. Who the reason why you are to do Fina? Correct to make a case who we are now we are by we. No, here the boom, my. They pay the conquer. It is DCO, PPPO, CPPO, NPPO, and at the upper community, any young. Now, the Ombasa Catcher, who could deal if he's a boy in why not? Yen NPPO, NDCO, Yakana, and Kanko near pay. And then I pen and yes, to me, I say, Nipa before so I did to me, to me, maybe binti. And to me, and I think I could point it to me many times. Joe. Until the Quantum dinner, the American.
A Buaben, I say, you would pay. Amen. I will see how many Thomas Buaben or your political science scientist or Sanso or public administration or University of Ghana and I Mobisa and I say so where no ye Asamoa there and I say botaye bitaye asa botaye and so dem fa so be Ghana ene emu nipa enchiremu and I would say na busia we so and na me gina na me de Afisem komo twetwe wo Badwam dwumadie so no me de AC na me so so yi oman hene Kobina sante ene na badwafo nso betena se enkomo no de wo petie a efa Ghana amanyosem enkan kone oman ni mponti ho no eno apepepe nso ne enkomo a wode ebro enti koso ana share Adom TV Badwam dwumadie ene yedwuma akanyina anope na sekase enkomo bibia oboaye ene wonso a wo share me din de ma mechira Diamond me mo ache edase
Kama one who's here. Yes, you're trust one. The next 45 minutes, Mpensenpensenmu, bro. Conversation clearly is about political parties. You know, one approval, one able, nafi, one also Nkrumah, social contractor, one of the able to only Ghana for entem. None of that was in Cape Coast. You be doing come back quickly. You be call man so. Na former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Okasamani campaign team, you know. Ira James Ejenim Boatin so quickly on not problem na for framantem onum de ekoso onum ne ensembia apie free mu aba or the nchirimu papa de abrave ze one here na yakoji obi anu esi bone ana nya ne kwanzo no Ira James Ejenim Boatin machi apom ti sen
Oman he Kobina sante ne da se nyame adom bibia ye bokwa apom ye
Wadaruma only former president Mabedun Krana
and Miss Row and no part so how much in the no yana for John Dramani Mahama Ibedu and crying after the Oye na probo or Kojo from and Uti Mantem.
I see.
It was a total of 7 days or the
you
Framantem and Uti.
Quickly, me assure say it was a successful trip because if you talk about voter region to the NDC, it's like talking about
it's not just voter region.
Yeah.
If you look at the running mates and also a probe or everything about it shows that success is an understatement. And indeed, it's the same thing in both Uti and Framantem. I mean, it's overwhelming, the outpouring of support. Saman for one by the Sierra John Dramani Mahama, the na probo, naming someone or the two Jan, Ayadiana, any kana, any soccer.
I see. Anti-voter region, your belief and your hope this time we say a man will be peja achen can if you na about to a Is that the case?
That is our belief for all over Ghana, not just voter.
So Ghana, you know, a man will be peja. I'm in this I can before.
That is our belief. That is the John Dramani Mahama, and this was na proba or kono. Butaya etai training and this was no friends baby our for you be after the American. It's been astounding. It's been a remarkable success. The amount for Babishiano, one Betino, maintain our supreme and the level of interaction, the level of interest, the level of enthusiasm. Ghana is really energizing. It's really energizing.
I see. No one means something. Say now, Chimwan, I say, be a fatable studio. I'm heading come up PE. But no one means something. About Tabontia, Yasha see the home come a PDS near a Japan deal now.
Actually, I'm sitting behind my laptop trying to push a story which says that we will investigate PDS and Japan. No, near Oka Ewumu, and it's maybe okay. Since I'm on your network, you might as well get the exclusive of that publication. Okay, it's something that my internet in a delay in but this is what it says. We will investigate PDS and the Japan royalty scandals, Mahama. A new government of the National Democratic Congress will investigate all allegations of corruption by appointees of President Akufo-Addo. This is according to NDC presidential candidate John Dramani Mahama. Speaking in an exclusive interview with a TV station in the OT region on Sunday, he said President Akufo-Addo and his government have lost the fight against corruption, especially as many corruption cases have not been properly investigated. Mr. Mahama mentioned cases such as the PDS scandal and the Japan mining royalty deal as some of the many other cases that his government will investigate immediately upon assumption of office. Regarding the Boyd PDS, the NDC presidential candidate said Ghanaians deserve a right to know what happened because assets of state-owned ECG were handed over to a privately owned PDS, power distribution services, following which they collected huge sums of money running into millions of dollars, which have not been accounted for. Jump a few lines, the other one with respect to Ejapa. Describing the Ejapa mining deal as shady, he wondered why the NPP government had mortgaged Ghana's gold royalties to a private company in which the state has 51% stake and some faceless individuals 49%. Mr. Mahama said a new NDC government would not respect the Ejapa deal, adding the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund would have played the same role as Ejapa if government wanted to be transparent. And then now he's quoted as, obviously, this government has lost the fight against corruption. Our people are tired of corruption. It demotivates them, and they want that leader who is in office who will not only investigate former appointees, but also investigate people who engage in corruption in his era. In fact, not in the top one, yeah. We share PDS now. PDS no private citizens via Nana Akufo-Addo bank, Eddie ECG, Ejapade, Eshe now, at a certain point, Abina Mpensenpensenmu say that deal is fraudulent. And so, for the 7 months, the evidence is that they have not accounted for that. That is one of the sources of interest that Raja Mahama said he will look into that matter. Ejapadian say, mining business is a war mine. Ghana buying what 10% interest. Now, and the Akokobani said, a buying any group be a forming company. Forming what Jersey near tax haven, safe tax haven. Say 1 person would die near Medi. Now, near Mount Kukum is one of the places I am. Minority MP say one would live. One more SSR Jumakuna Japa company no HC. But the attorney said almost a buying with 3 months to leave office now. It's not Akufo-Addo buying so more $500 million. 500 million. 500 million. Now one more day Ghana mineral royalties. As I said, Makuni some of manages for the next 15 years. But the woman said every year Ghana buying Nyakra and $200 billion. Into the question is, are they not $200 million a year? Only back for the company say on normal 500 million. na for the next 15 years no or no manage $200 million every year no or no 49% na Ghana buying 51%.
Okay, so Kojo, clearly there are areas while buying bar idea there are other questions on this matter, but essentially we're raising a lot of issues during the campaign. If it's a brintino, the understanding well. Say Ghana man pay say that as oba no but na PDS a Japan any other issues are if you we pay no obetu anamo just to serve the interest of Mother Ghana. On this matter of Okada, specifically what did the former president say?
Nia Ora John Dramani Mahama one of the issues that all Kaho asked them creating jobs, creating opportunity for the youth. In the Okase, he would create 1 million jobs over a 4-year period, so 250,000 jobs every year. That is one of the areas that the big push agenda is about creating jobs. The other thing occurring is and then we say I say at my entity they come for accuracy. But say we now want to Juma not a deal be a tina prepobitin. You could say and yes, entity and the mine. Internet one can come say about thing crack a thing more. Who say you see a dime, you see a dime thing. Crane operator, a crane operator, and we are going to be in Indiana, and Waba, and no, an idea China, and no edges as it can be because meanwhile, it's a major source of employment. We are a Tiana and Indiana, and Kobina, a tiny, a cock of food, a man on it, Waba, a painting, a copang of some other part of the mountain, West Africa, Savian, Omaba, Yamikin, the winter. You know, or they my friend said technical and vocational education and training. And only a school and no ubevian na amount in sandwich. My better tell in a practical way and in the theory. Areas the plumbing, another masonry, building technology, electrical, those people come out of those schools and ready on the job market, they find jobs. In the years I've seen ABA, the jobs are here, but the skills required. Could read some course. I mean, course, but ABA, what are we certain course? The be Joe as a crane operator. Who lives at the course party? ABA caterpillar, heavy duty equipment, and a crane. The man who was about to be a man on the third man. The world. Training now, it puts you in a better set on the job market. Okay. Now to the specific issue about the Okada. Onimupa say Ghana Mra etia Okada ejumana. Ene yeka say Ghana Mra etia. But baby a wobefa wo man be a Okada ejumana koso. Into the attorney in the first place, Emrano and the infam running ejumana. The second observation is that Okada ejumana eboa emebulu bebree na eboa ebusiafo bebree bi na no amanfo ye na on the ahro mo say be on mine ebe na amanfo ye no dey tia won light car one dine car one masuku fees be cry the show mo kasa for school in this person na tia dia and then na yen se samrano emma kai ejumana na afi young fantasy young for one more years one alpha entity yemu said they will do it in a manner that is safe. He's proposing two things. One, he will legalize it. That means that changing the legal regime now to back its operation, and then regulate it. The regulation aspect in the area, and then Ansana will be Okada. It's a fair utility training for ABA now watching you another something.
I see.
What your license and then they take you through the safety protocol.
Okay.
So helmet, maybe for extra one count, over passenger now you think, how that is what he is talking
all right.
about.
All right. I'm sure so him says so jebre me ti wedding ko se bre we the ATI betimi de abusabusa nsem but ne kwakwa no na me adma da be na mo so mo de manifesto ni tidwa
Niaminim ne se nyame ya domwa na watchi ya ebe ewie na ya atudwa ansa na ora John Dramani Mahama ebe kwa probo last campaign meeting amekoye enu echi ni nko bi nsa se makọ ma been away for a week amatia na me bedru in the last information that was available to me officially that was pointing to 29th of August.
Okay.
Now watch you.
Okay, so
they do an pay and you be anchored. I will not be in the position to tell. All I know is still 29th August.
Okay, so then it may help you because we need your details. But a quick one, say leadership of service, protecting our progress, transforming Ghana for all. Inti se unyan kinkai mu asem kwa na itira se mi nkwa keke no ema ore chiche kakra ema hotoso kakra.
The service was what? There was a promise of same leadership of service, the same leadership promise of creating jobs. And another, the last manifesto promise or none is happening there or the Mabebo mind. In fact, this is one president under the Fourth Republic will go in Juma. More than any other president. It's a statement of fact, the collapse of banks, the collapse of businesses, the collapse of radio stations, the collapse of microfinance companies, the difficulties that amount for ELCOM. That is a statement of fact. I'm not going to belabor that point. And then, say, so what's the amount one at the one institution or the other, now men's go there. It is all because of certain steps that also applying we are this is the government of promise to share but the Roma one chocolate a day. Minimum say minimum Colabia buying moms chocolate a day here. Buying we share but every village was going to get a toilet. Minimum say that promise no. I mean we all know. Share one of the major things they keep talking about, and it's very funny, almost say one village, one dam. There's a University of Ghana and Geography Department study. And the good thing is that more Munianum, my joy online for the year story. It's 90% of one village, one dams, 90% are not fit for irrigation. What it means is that 90% of them are not fit for purpose. What does 90% represent? It says we offer edu bia emu knono enye papa entimi nyanya enti a wo de and as offer emu ohabia na emu edua 90 entimi enye enti a ye so adam.
Okay.
Yes, answer. So that is what it means.
Okay, so
where is it's a leaderless leader.
Okay, all right. So, Mami, first year, I'm saying now, we show no campaign team, former president, well, as you go around. You know, we say we didn't come out do now and sana December 7th. Aba, yeah, that's an person what Jibril say. Well, James Jenny Boating campaign spokesperson for John Mahama 2020, and what he said, you know, I can say, the director of communications for the New Patriotic Party, Osai Mashebe Jonima Adentan Impesiano, so. Neminyam for ya Buaben Asamoa Atenase. Quickly, Mami Mwakwaba, I'm sure Sana Ochocho, Nyoma Bakumini Bia. Now, for say, we are non temper. Yes, Obama Abomi said here we are not to be Yano Abanzana. Okay, so you're former president, send back community or the two. Quickly, then we come back to a Buaben Asamoa.
If I become president, we investigate PDS. Especially when it's obvious that persons very close to the president, related to the president, were involved in structuring the PDS deal. And we've heard audio of them in telephone conversations, you know, talking about the shareholding and all that. We've all heard it. I mean, so there's enough evidence to investigate PDS. And the people of Ghana need to know what happened. because this was a situation in which the assets of a state-owned company were being handed over to a private company. As I speak today, for the period that PDS collected money when they were running the ECG, that money that runs in billions of Ghana cedis has not been accounted for. I mean, people cannot just pocket state monies and just walk away free with it. The people of Ghana deserve to know what happened in PDS. Ejapa is unfolding the same thing. The money laundering laws do not allow us, even as individuals, to hide our money in tax havens. So if even as individuals we're not allowed to hide our money in tax havens, why will government of Ghana mortgage our gold royalties to a private company in which we have 51% shares? Some shady individuals we don't know have taken 49% shares. On what basis did they take those shares? And they've gone to register in Jersey, an offshore tax haven, so that they hide the identity of the shareholders. Government of Ghana, even though the royalties are ours, cannot control that company. Meanwhile, we have vehicles we can use here. We have the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. If you assigned the royalties, our gold royalties, to the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, which is a 100% controlled Ghanaian entity, it can do exactly the same thing that you want Ejapa to do. Ejapa is a very shady deal, and I'm saying if I become president, I will not respect that agreement. It is a theft of Ghanaians, royalties, and it is made to benefit just a few people. Ghanaians cannot accept this. We won't accept that agreement. We do not accept that government of Ghana should invest our royalties in an offshore tax haven. Let them invest it in a company that is transparent. We can see the beneficial owners of who the company are, and in the best case scenario, use a government of Ghana vehicle. Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund is supposed to be our sovereign wealth fund. If you assign our gold royalties to it, the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund can raise those same monies that you want. In any case, we get almost $200 million a year. You want to go and borrow 500 million and tie our gold royalties for 15 years to a company that we don't know who owns the company, and in a tax haven. It's against the money laundering rules. If you even look at those who put the transaction together, there are people close to the president. Already almost $2 million have been paid to them on this transaction alone. There's something about, ethics, and it looks like there's a certain impunity that has developed, and this president and his family and those around him think they can do anything and get away with it.
Well, the former president, the passion on these matters is, in fact, we're here today to have a conversation around leadership of service, protecting our progress, transforming Ghana for all, but I won't be here. So one director of communications is available. Obetimi actually the manifesto issues ab. I'm sure it's what James Jenny Boating, what the former president, now flag bearer of the NDC, and some of their very worried person on these two major deals who's happening with Burma. It doesn't serve the interest of most people to transform here.
But that's it. I want to pay my menchia what here for you now. The titu pano, menchia ko adentamai. Omadaruma, Tinamatia. Na campaign na shasi no. Ye no hana ya boa pronso. Ewo ho. Ti omonhwemanim. Mi we hihia wo. Na ya manifesto no. Ya ko launch no. Eno kan ho bi na omampanyi yo mama yem hihye no. Sa manifesto no. Efa wiase afana nyina eho. Omom dom sika be Ghana. Omom die didwa. Ghana fo ankasa omye nhyehyeye wo ha. Nti eye akwankyere bi a eda ho. Ejina yen yegidie so. Se ye be hye ankrankre adwuma mu ma. Ye be hwe se obi a ho nkyere no a oni bie e be tofom. Ye be hwe se bibia ye bia no ejina ankrankre fa ahodie mu na mpuntuo no aba. Nti saa niema no mampanyini kan nyina no. Ye manifesto no kan kro no. Eka no. Tama minti niema no ba ku mienu bi emfiri ho. Edi kan jenza yenim boaten kan asem kese bia no no onim kuroi abakose oman ma abakosem. O si a free first republic. Sa pains we no hu se enwuma Ashipa, so the coher banking sector crisis, or muye ya, yen yabesiesi. Onimwa, on coher NDC 1 and 2. Picky free PNDC. No one share World Bank liberalization omni PNDC year 1983. Over 300 factories sold in this country. Decimated the industrial sector of this country. Early workers ni na off. Saturday year nebesine we haven't recovered. Apart from say curfew, a good nightlife, a lot of hospitality activities. 300 factories, liberalization. Omuja or mine honum by 2000. Exchange rates has fallen in thousands of percentages. Na Nkrumah, enyuma kraka omunsem so. Na efri omunsa. If the busian bia no abona brochire bia wo dollars mu no. Na unya cedi no entua. If the dollar na hwan say wi enti Nkrumah so edi omkokot egigi omunyuma efri omunsem. The worst period occurs unemployment, any economic disaster, PNDC latter PNDC into NDC 1 and 2. I could see 1999, retrenchment and the liberalization of our industrial sector. Your factories, over 300 of them. Now, you calculate that and compare to what he's talking about. But also, PDS, PDS near Japan, corruption bang wasem, and now Mampenny that are ek.
What is that to home?
And I'm maybe PDS corruption. A yakufo, a jubapao ye, and ye de a ye buy. Compact at also me buy. And now ever two war. Ever two no. When me and Yanshi enemy, you didn't hosa as usual, you were not able to take a decision. You say privatize ECG and now your concession. What did it home sa? Oh, beko. And now say a failure. Oh, your concession. You buy it. And the president can say, your concession, their ECG, a Ghana mine, dear. A Juma, your Tiasia, your Nimunti. We message that. Now, say a brofer Baba Falcon. Yenyan before the draw 51%. And now it was structured and a buy anymore. Asem ben a buy. Asem we buy and they say ECG for one a buy one a car say insurance guarantee be more PDS for no any a buy any ECG end in a year until a buy any big term a brand a buy tremono and this forecast say a buy in Yama PDS in Yajuma na buy a happy PDS sabri no a tram we no a fade the almost say chom and say corruption. Abrofo de ne omo yes adwuma no abrofo no ahwehwe mu Ghana aban so ahwehwe mu abrofo no kwa hwehwe mu omo se enye hwe mi entwam oban no kai
yeah
abrofo no abrofo no
but nanado ka se debi
nanado si debi obetwam ase na ni nyi ho se omo akoye insurance guarantee na aso matwe ni nsu ani abrofo na ni omo ye adwuma no se enye hwe ntinka ketase hye ne proye bi wo mu a ka abrofo no beka se enye hwe Nanado si entwam ti de na aka administration financial reconciliation omo ye adwuma mpenso bi wo mu din mu omo de staff bi free ECG ene koye equipment ne adade asan aba ye twen ahwe se ye besa ye concession na ye nya ye twen ahwe no ECG fo ena hwe so bi omo san ye omo adwuma staff no ko PDS no omo ye ECG fo equipment na no de ye adwuma na ECG adwuma the only difference is that they branded it PDS. Nti asamba na who si PDS nam ho and on your receipt na PDS was on there. Where is the problem?
There's a gray area.
Financial reconciliation.
There's a gray area. The gray area is that they took over for almost 7 months. Sikahon Kuntebu within that 7 months, to the best of the knowledge of the president, former president, Ghana for what has gone into that?
To the best of the knowledge of the former president, Mepacho or the public finance say. To the best of the knowledge of the former president, administrative and financial reconciliation of accounts and corruption. Where the Airbus scandal, where your government official one, where you kunta, and you kuntuna sisika yeju, where you kunta and yebu as financial reconciliation, and you near brofu and ye, and you were no former president and no because an entias ye, it was side way who sent your corruption. Or can a son who named the walker? You ain't your create loot and shell. Supreme Court, Timmy Show and Nimcas and War Bine, Uja, a Hanam, Uja, a minus Hanam. When your budget, ya near Jessica was said you could judgment debt, near each nip and from Babaji judgment debt. There be, wait ye, a ye, financial administration, pure and simple. PDS, a buying, insist, they say, or Mompene, a buying the chairman, a buying the Hunu. Besegana for you, Tianom Tiasia, Obieni Hua, or Cotam, ECG, area the core baby. A ye, a buying she ECG and she share and a PDS buy PDS no omo do no mo ye before omo ye adwuma na ECG no hu say insurance guarantee bi omo de aba no emfa kwam na ECG for sisa na tie dia omo betu aban fo ne atwa ade no ye twa mu no abrofo omo ka ho mu nti o abrofo sika ne ye omo dia no omo no tu Ghana aban fo say enye hwe omo so di nkrofo nimdifo ebehwehwe mu e ka se enye hwe yebetimi asiesie ma PDS ntoaso ti se we no ye dream ni kata se hye ne proya nka broni no no odi ni sika eba no ko no be ka kire wo se enye hwe toaso ye Ghana aban ye de na si form se yentimi mfa nche wo ye de ye betwam ene ye twam nti de na ka chi.
Okay, just a pick on Okada, then we come to just bits of manifested because of the BB was like a beam.
Oh, mammy, Japa kakra.
Okay, Japa, yeah, Japa. Yeah.
Oh, my muha. I buy beer, what your bonty, what your position if ye. And I will be cassette. A Japa, and yet. Adrian Abanese. Afibiano. You see, car, a talk a cracker in your free. Good year moon need to near the adeno. And I don't mean Shadam Wapapa. Kakrefia. Into won't mean fine yen share, Cassibia sombo. Inti yen share, a beckoning na abomu. Na, ya who say, Afibi say the bit mania, Tia called Bobusia. Ya the son of Hobano Echo Bobusia. A friend of securitization. And you be near your get fund. Yet me the get fund seeker. When you say get fund, Afibi a mom's cracker. Ena yet me this says kakra bano. Akosia wa manone say Obama get fund $1.5 billion. No more find your investments in tentem. No more investments ni we na Ghana for ma a school enya home for so na afesika e ba ni tuana kakra every get fund. Abrofo nims ye bu man ni ni to me sales kan maye. Emu 500 million abadada ni di ahye adansie man na ye kasai. They also baba bi free SHS mono. Yes, see a dine ekeka ko abru 800 ewo SHS ahodo. Any model ones are yebesi any the 16 yebesi in region bia wo zongo kese bia ba akom. Ye di kan ji sika no ansa. And it does one says he can have a baguette fund kakra no. Says can e free. Eto aye jeje no me ade. E bank kiti. O chain say wo de sa to no to your contractor for car. Obre. E mantem. Obre. Sana mining royalties no eba no I said ye a bank kiti nti won hye dan hunu ade potin ya ode ye ode tua to kuro we kakra ode tua bosian we kakra ode sha asiesi dan we unwie ne ade nti ye ka afua de ye securitization no e wo se nya afidie bia ye de beye o se Ghana Infrastructure Fund ayemra yate Minerals Investment Fund, MMIF.
But he believes that stabilization fund here and Kasanima we in a cutting and MWA.
No, his beliefs haven't led this country anywhere. The beliefs are more correct. The beliefs, Maminka di Michiro, your mama belief, pano. Say, what's here? Ni belief am work kiti say ade we dey say me kan ni nyina ye hu say your mama oni belief bia e be boayen tio. This is his last State of the Nation. Your mama's last State of the Nation address 2016. No nim say obeko into otono boka 4 years wansem tie ni belief chapter we building a strong and resilient economy. Mr. Speaker, when I took office as president, this is 2016. He took office as president when? 2012.
Yeah, that's June 2012.
He took president in 2012.
Yeah.
When I took office as president, our economy was faced with severe challenges from both domestic policy misalignment and external shocks. The resulting effect was a budget deficit of 11.5% of GDP, current account deficit. Expenditure pressures emanating largely from compensation of public sector employees, budget overruns.
That's when he took over from Atami was late.
Shortfalls in corporate income tax and low development partners inflow.
This is the 2016 picture of painting here.
Huh?
This is the 2016
This is the picture he painted in 2016 of when he took over in 2012 from a regime of which he was vice president. John Mahama, no, a vice president to Atamils. And now on it.
And Obebun Kuntano,
2016, Obebun Kuntano. Obebun Kunta chairman, 2016, who the president 6 years.
So my man, Wajago, man.
Inti Sabrina on Obejino say, or ye president in the Unya, no, can't who vice president who just a Japanian man.
But it doesn't change the fact that, say, a year coinimino, who seem to be an Arabia, and a Tokubi da baby, won't you mean?
I make catch and say, on Untokruno, Unian and Refino. Nintokurian and Refino. Or say Ghana for Yen Kayadi. The Yan and Refis one and Kaikra. Or the on Kaikra. If so, what Mika say, Abaya Woya move vice president. Eja we Japadia, a protitia. Now I am
prontity, not a more ding kakra. Your fault and prontity. Now for you, home to Kakra. But then says, it Yemen, Yevensia. You could try Homra. Yaba, Nafi, a brilliant Tino. Oh, I think I can manifest my home. Yankomra. For the labor CAD, a manifesto on combating commodity will be a medium kind in the Director of Communications for the New Patriotic Party. MP for Adentan and Pesaso, Sa and Common Intimi in Payo. But and then I mean, 74 years. Mrs. Comfort Dark, happy birthday to you, Nezamufi. But unfortunately, mean to me, maybe a weekend near the party. And then I join Shira. Yeah, nearby, mammy. Yeah, this year back, I join Shira. And then so I would adjourn at 56. And rather in Shira with more age. We'll wrap up. Now, I pebre as our baby design.
Wrap up, Bigina, Okada.
Okada,
I Omanpenyi dada John Mahama and the candidate Mahama say or be yuma or the folk
amongst some of the issues
yemba yenuanum ye papa no enkwa ekutwaso adia prosifo ene hospital fo agia tum say ene di dem kese pa ne e wo Ghana ha sorry ayare sebia bia
ene regulated the front of Okada
senka ohwe economy ni so yi a kenye se Okada enanke ye pe adia pa adwuma economy na wan hwe so yie no oje ye no a osan say no kra no IMF ebran adwuma se mo mfa obi adwuma IMF bran se mo mfa obi adwuma na ne ono betra so obeye adwuma kwa be so no obeye adwuma o ti binye ye di nkoda e ko school atete o mo no ma be ye adwuma o se wo mpene free SHS no obetwam
wan ka se o mpene
o se obetwam
o se obe sachirem
na obi a o sachirem a o se sika no e de ye no obe se ujai o mfa se sika ne nye bio na pese o de se sika ne ye bibi foforo no de kwan be so na adwe sachirem obetwam efse sika ni mu a ebewu sika ye moja enti ye de nkora ne ko sa antete enu mu no agriculture planting for food and jobs ede de ye pija agriculture mu a enne edomo akohye mu a omo ye adwuma ne penso agriculture fue ya man kaniti yati 1D 1F a ye pija nnwuma ba saa ne ma no ne wo se aban ye di ye wire hye mu a oye na ma edom nya hotoso obi se ede da so aba enye adwuma edi dam ekum nipa na ade wani kwato so na aba wa bubutu bibia na yewu a hwan ne benya se adwuma no ho mfa so omo ma kowu no omo mte so no mu twiri no omo mte akiri na yede omo hwe gu da bia no omo ne benya ho mfa so nti urajo mama open tem as baby on nam de true open tem baby on nam no true and yema went me anye economy went me anhwe so ugu no and now tin chain to try and piase obeye we the esrekra ni tv no so be ni free no free SHS wonyi ndi na tv na betimi aye free SHS wonyi ndi na tv na betimi aye free ade no so tv so ye ni free da
trimu paul the tight tv na chi se ubeko suku be wie na afa adwuma ho asem akoye hawa ma ye ma ontiti ye pa obenya ho to so ensa no dwuma
tv ni ye ne dada e free a enne 10 extra colleges a yesisi o mampanyin dia so abofo mu anapo ewura napo age ho bosia o mu siesie ne fefefe etoso mi ye di national housing policy eba abema dansie no akoprom prom nti nyuma no egu ho edwuma no eba edwuma hyehyeye no yenye wo ho dada nti de ye dada no ne penso wantimi anye no sisa nipa na ote ho ye no ne yemfa ma no abra no ye de hye ni sa wantimi anye me se se yo mama ba opeso oba de nyina no enna me no madwene me ye me prekisi kakra o mami musa gana de wote ho ene de wantimi anye wo se ye fi de ote ho ye ni sem ye nsa mfa ma no
Nana Sefachum National Pensions Regulatory Authority Nana Neudi Wauda a true brother, a true uncle, a true father. Happy birthday, Nana Sefachum MPRA or Udiwa Oda and then best chef, Cape Coast Hotel, Mrs. Walker, at the Pensu Medawasi said your first one, OGME Cape Coast. Timame encourages her open one of the finest chefs and cook, Mrs. Walker, our Cape Coast Hotel. Untimi infinite. Fancy phone one, you understand what I mean. Timedasipa, your food is very much appreciated. Said you also saw me Thursday to a Sunday morning. Mrs. Walker, thank you so much. And we see the chair, another day. And I'm sure she will go deeper into leadership of service in Nkrumah, New Patriotic Party under the watch of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Thank you.